the darn thing cut out. So this is the same video I'm trying to make. I almost just about finished my beans. I had a little Italian bread with it. Sometimes I eat charcoal right in the middle or after a meal, and charcoal apparently pulls out and separates out, like, say, so that your kidneys don't have to do it. Uh, um, Pulls out pesticides and heavy metals and stuff, right? And you poop it out instead of your sending it through your kidneys. Um, so I would like to continue to try to channel that uh, the fact of this spiritual warfare, it's so strange because some people are bent out of shape, man. And I associate it with the modern day world. You know, people that are the overlaying factor, right? We have the modern day world that is very like motherboard-ish. If you were to look at a computer, they just want to flatten everything. It's a flat board. This is what my theory is, where some people think that there's a flat Earth, is because their motherboard oriented amongst the pixelated reality that we do function um, over or within the flat fucking everything, right? You have a flat table, you have, see, they have to flatten out places to make the building level, and then you have a flat floor, and right, and even though it could be like San Francisco where the roads are going like this, I don't know, when are you going to realize that it's not really flat? Even if you see, especially if you take a microscope and you look at a piece of glass, you can get it down to, or any flat surface really, you can get it down to grains where it's now you see valleys, and it's not really flat there, okay? Scientifically. I'm getting a lot better. My symptoms act up. Like, for instance, this pain that I've had in my chest, which caused me to panic. I panicked a lot the other night, which was last night, not this night. This is 4 in the morning. I'm filming this, and by the time the sun starts to come up, I'm going to take it's what's called, it's like a nap, but there's a certain way to, you're meditating and you're getting downloads, you're working things out. It's hard to explain, but I've been doing this unconsciously for a while, and then I brought it to consciousness, and then I heard it on the internet, said, no, this is a certain method of doing thought, processing out things. It's beyond thought, though. Yeah, we kind of live inside of a plasmatic field where we can pick out uh, and even enter into the dreams of another. I've had some pretty disturbing dreams just tonight. Weird, like I was. The main thing is that the main theme is that. See, I've worked with narcissists before, babes. Men, I don't know about you, but I get a strange reaction from men, or like action, whatever it is. See, I could be a magnet, and because they're so-called attracted to me, and right there, I'm sure you know what I mean, Nancy. Right? Is that you just kind of you don't, somehow you have a vortex that keeps you away from your boundaries being broken and just being maimed by these energy vampires, basically, right? There's energy vampires. And so anyway, I don't want to dwell on any of that because it sounds like that I'm being like biased. But see, here with the full moon coming up, or see, I'm going to put this after the full moon perhaps. If it's 3 days after the full moon, it's still, the energy is very strong. See, I had my moment of a lot of emotions, and I've always taken care of myself pretty good. It's just time for change. Um, for a lot of people, the world is changing, right? And so, what are you gonna do? I can myself see, because I've lived in the mountains and I've kind of been here. Um, I'm kind of somebody who was locked in a box, right, for like 10 years or more. Mainly, yeah, I mean, on the mountain here. It doesn't have to be in the box. See, I'm just away from so-called civilization or the modern day overlaying and hoopla. How weird it's gotten in the USA, right? It's just a farce. It's just ridiculous. And so anything goes kind of a thing. And now it's just like a confetti of um, different things trying to play out. And unfortunately, I see a horrific state that is humanity, a part of humanity that is, how does it deal with how ridiculous things are, especially the spiritual impoverishment, that they don't know the life of Christ. They don't know how to love each other. They don't know how to be a real presence. See, the word Christ has, if you just simmer it down, babe, well, the eye, your eye is open or not. Yeah, when your eye is open, you do not miss a fucking thing. You can have your eyes closed and you don't miss a darn thing. I'm telling you, yeah, it's kind of ironic that way, that when you get older, I think, see, your eyes should be kind of opening, and then if it has, if you are older, then your eyes are fading out a little bit, right? You can't see very good anymore, but that doesn't matter. You're being reduced, so your body is going into, like, it should have been meditating anyway, but now you're having to deal with leverage and how to handle some things. I don't dwell on it too much, as old age being a disease. If I do, I'll just tell you right now that no, you're in a terminal situation right now. If you're watching this, you have no choice. You are going to die. I mean, what I mean is your body is you're going to have to discard it one of these fine days. And that's a very humbling thought for a narcissist. They don't like to think about it. The main thing that they do hang up on is death. You can see, and especially see with their relationships. That's the main thing that they'll let you know, is that they died. And you won't hear anything about like who they were and how bitchin' they were and why that you love them. It's just that they died and I miss them so much. And you don't really hear nostalgia saying the time we spent, the cherished moments, who they were, the thing that I valued so much. See, because when you go there, you're actually going into your heart, into your field of remembrance. But it's kind of like akasha. It's the thing that you can say, no, I like these things that last forever. Like I said, and you're not dwelling on the fact that they come or go. Really, you just cherish the time that we live, right? Cherish the life we live. They are in a weird state of like grabbing and trying to hold on to something that you can't really, which it could be from anywhere, from time, the moment, their character, stuff like that. Okay, so anyway, I hope you enjoy this video. I made that last video with the same shirt on that cut off. I was just going to go get my beans, but the darn thing, I hit something and it cut off. I just want you to know that I'm practicing places and time without Wi-Fi, without the cell phone, and really filling up on virgin nature. The good news about my chicken, see, it was another morning of her on my roof, and then I'm like, well, what happened to the babies? See, I think the coyote come in three at a time here and try to get my darn chicken. But she is not allowing it, and those little tiny babies, See, I have a bunch of, I have rose bushes in my yard, wild roses, and quails and rabbits live in there. There's little passages, and those coyotes cannot really manage that. They will not walk through it. Dogs won't, cats won't either. It's a natural fencing, and it's actually a natural fire break. I remember my grandma used to say, "Oh, those rose bushes, that's not a fire hazard. You cannot light those with a blowtorch." You know, it's kind of illusory because they're just these really thin little sticks coming up, and you can't light them with a blowtorch. They're green, and good luck. Some sparks can go through there, and things may smolder on the bottom with some dead things, but you cannot burn those rose bushes down all the way. Not really. It would be a heavy duty fucking incineration. So anyway, let's get back to my chicken. She today, oh, so magical because I am communicating with her. I want this to work. That she did lay her. Thanks for listening to this. She she sat on some eggs out there in the bush, and it's like, okay. She wanted to be a wild chick, and she laid some eggs out there, and then she sat out there, and then 20 days later she emerged with little teeny tiny babies, and now they're about this small now, and there's two of them, and I'm hoping that there's a couple roosters, or at least one in there. The rooster that I had that I was breeding to get these chickens, he is so remarkable. And so I have a feeling that it does happen for me. It's going to be just one of the most amazing things. It's 5D all the way. I love these animals. I love all animals, though. I really do. I'm a super sensitive person, empath, and boy, it's very difficult to be in the world. See, where I'm at is Southern California, and I need to get the hell out of here, let alone the United States. But I remember going up north, and up there's a lot more water that happens. It's near the rainforest of the redwoods, right? There's a lot of forests up there. See, when you start getting down past, I don't know if you know what I mean, but it's Bakersfield down, you start to notice how parched and dusty and parched everything is. Like everything is kind of under trying to survive a drought. And as a super sensitive empath, uh, it's difficult to be around things that are not looking good, that are actually suffering in their health. You don't want to be around things that are being deteriorating or rotting, and yeah, be careful of that. You see, I'm finding myself having to detox every time I go and associate with the crowd down there. I'm very different, by the way, and so now getting back to the phenomena of what I mean is I look different. I don't mind it. I don't mind being around a bunch of black people or brown people or red people or yellow people. I love everybody. I love that somehow, some way, something has insisted that we speak the English language. Now, the English alphabet is an interfacing system sent from benevolent beings who live in outer space. And there's a profound reason that all global society not only desires to learn English, well, it's because they associate it with the modern day world of America. And I say, no, 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 believe this or not, there's hidden civilization that could live in the center of the earth, or just they're not on the maps. They're like, shh, no, don't let these people know that we're here, okay? Because we don't want to get fucked up by them, right? We don't want to be influenced by shit. Enough is enough, and shit is good for something. It's fertilizer, babes. You can grow it, you mix it up. It's not the thing where you want to live. It has to be broken down, and right, you get the idea. So see, today I have to do the two W's, and my life is kind of slowing down. It's going to naturally be where I can finally really start healing because ever since, well, the 25th, the 26th of April, I have been doing heavy duty, like adrenaline and the illness, and because of a venom given to me by the government, and doing what I need to do there with the judicial and the doctors documenting things. See, I have my x-rays online now. All I have to do is type in their thing and I can see my own lungs, what is there. I'm actually kind of um, not wanting to look at it, and I understand that right in me that it's there and this is testing me. It's like, no, you should look at this communications head on, all of it, and especially transcripts of whatever, and just see. I'm having to work on quite selflessly, like with no emotion, just going through and saying no, and then highlighting with some pens what is not true and what is true. See, I'm still pleading my case while other people are making up a fucking story to vend their egos and their horrible way of living, which is to be unloving, unpresent, fucking disrespectful. Yeah, it's a club out there, you see. The club involves money, and this is what is true about the sociopathic society. Um, Not so much with narcissists, but sociopaths will really just say, oh yeah, and they will fucking start targeting you with every bit of information they use against you that they know about you. um, but narcissists can be the same way. See, they just think that you're being a certain way when really it's like, no, I'm minding my own vortex, and I don't stick my head up anybody's ass, and I don't prefer people stick their head up my ass either. Can you be present, even if it's just 3 minutes, 30 seconds, or however long it is? If you find yourself going like this every once in a while because you get close enough, how is your presence? How is your conversation from there? See, now that's where we get into the subject matter of narcissism, how that they, the babble is their kind of field. And that's a hell of a thing to say. It's because, wow, Shauna, you talk a lot. No, see, that's a narcissist saying that. You have to communicate. But see, that there's communications between these two people, the enlightened and the unenlightened. We have a human being and a non-human being. That's why you love these videos. You love the narcissism videos, which points at your non-human entity. But then there's the graduation into becoming a human entity. That's kind of like the curriculum here. I keep repeating that, but it shows up as a so-called religion, especially the Christianity religion. But you can hear it in other ways. But see, this needs to be all put together and like I almost said a one world order should come out of it, but no, it's just the natural order of things. Doesn't matter if you're black or white, red, yellow, brown. It's the same for everybody. You are to be converted into a human being by way of what, Shauna? By way of beautiful experiences that says, no, this is the way love feels, and this is the way that it is when you do something right. You know, there is a population out there that says, well, no, there's no right or wrong, you know, or and stuff like that, and it's like, spare me. I don't want to drink your mud, your muddy water, you know. Because there is a right water to drink and there's a wrong water to drink, and boy, so hey, this video is 19 minutes long. I have no idea what I talked about. I'm going to go back into my meditation because I did just eat my beans and I had some bread with it, and it feels so much better to have my body working on healing this thing that has gone on. But see, it's ongoing. I'm not past anything. Only just begun. See, that asphalt over there needs to be removed. Otherwise, I'm constantly struggling like I have a cancer. But it's not me that has the cancer, but I'm being affected by this wafting. It's there. I'm telling you, it happened in 2023, and it's been 2 years now. Well, it will be 2 years in September. And it has changed its like aroma and its, yeah. And so to me, I don't doubt that it's like a time release thing that is there. And I just can't believe that, see, that those people cannot notice it themselves, how horrible it is. But I happen to think that they do notice. So I got a hold of some attorneys that specialize in environmental terrorism. I just have to comb through now. My phone, oh my God, it is so nightmarish. I have to fix my fucking phone for whatever reason, right? It's just geared to fuck up on me. I probably talked about this before, but I have totally got rid of all these beautiful pictures. I saved some, but I got rid of like 1,500 pictures and reduced it down to 250. I have some hidden videos that are just very personal, but they're the kind of thing that it's the woman's world, and I want to just get, like, I think on iCloud, do the iCloud thing. I did it once before, and it's very remarkable how it sinks in, and then now you can put it into your PC and then wipe your phone down. See, and I need to do that. See, I have a feeling if I did that, though, the the glitching out will not cease. I have to, I have to update, do some kind of software updates, and I have to go into the internet and study, well, how do I unglitch it? How do I get it to unglitch? See, it's either that or I take it to the Apple department of cell phones. I have an Apple. See, a lot of people say, no, those are the worst ones, and I say, well, they're actually the best ones because you wouldn't believe how they're hooked up into the interfacing system sent from benevolent beings and the monitor, and it's just fucking right on spot, baby. Right? Otherwise, there's all kinds of other ones that, well, what are we doing? See, I don't know. I know I found something with the interfacing system, and very important that I stay on top of that. But we're going to start doing communications, particularly me. And it's all about communication. See, when we have Uranus going into Gemini, I'm pretty sure it's at the end of the month. It's not going to happen before some kind of Earth jostling catastrophe. And of course, we have to communicate more. Some kind of thing may happen that has to do with now. Well, oh my goodness, we can't even ignore that communications is very important now. Now, I see a real problem with the flatline communications. Getting back to the flat Earth thing, yeah, that lowercase base waste shit, where birds and where things are crammed together, and we don't even hear what we're saying. Like, let's go park in the driveway and drive in the parkway, stuff like that. And so, if you imagine the kind of glasses that I'm looking through when I go out and I see all of this writing, I see the birds and the words. Really interesting. You can call me autistic. Fine. Means I'm a genius. Like and subscribe. I need donation, babes. I need a donation of money so that I can get tires in my car. See, but what I need to do is I need to change my oil in my car. Who wants to? Hey there, red car person. You want to buy me an oil change? Do you know that men will do that for women? Especially if they like them and they are their women. But see, I'm here to tell you I ain't nobody's woman, but I am the woman, the Western woman that Dalai Lama talked about. It says, well, the next time that the earth changed radically, like the same as when Christ was here, it will be because of a Western woman. And yeah, I am that Western woman. There isn't anybody else. It's me. And that's why I'm highly targeted. That's why it's almost like I'm fucking dead positive that these new neighbors are geared. They are a militant fucking frequency that is designed to try and oppress the God frequency, the love. They just, oh yeah, let's talk about their prejudice against pot smokers and the riffraff that walk down the road with no money and probably racist. And when I pick up on that in conversation, like right away, oh, that this isn't a wilderness area, and we're going to restore the meadow while they damage the meadow that had 2 ladybug chimneys there. See, if they knew about those chimneys and about the meadow, if they would have asked me, I care about those bugs a lot because they help the gardening all around. See, I have a feeling that they're using totally synthetic shit for their gardening. And that is so shameful. I mean, well, we are just trying to change the fact that, there's poisonings happening and those kinds of things. The GMO is actually against, the pollen is deadly against. It's known that crops have been killed. The real sugar cane has been killed by the synthetic sugar cane. In fact, the bioengineering of plants through the Monsanto GMO have been, in fact, they are weaponry. They just figure, let's plant this really hard in Hawaii and destroy the rest that has been there, that is living the delicacy of the organic side. It's the same with everything. And so there is a movement, and it won't happen unless we become more and more aware and less like programmed and idiotic. West of the Mississippi, they don't want people to act so like lawlessly as to just, yeah, use the Roundup on the weeds and let's get any old plant that is GMO and let's pour the asphalt down. And I will have that removed, as well as every single other resident. Oh my God. For whatever reason, this school over here, it's not a school, it's a camp, they received mountains of it. And it's still sitting there. They just dumped this shit all around. Sorry, I'm getting on top of it, babes. I'm getting on top of it through attorneys. And it's very difficult because there's several things I'm being preoccupied with. But no, I have to do this. Well, because it's related to the very illness that I have, because I was raising up an emotional stink. And see, I'm just excited about getting all of this together, because it's like, wait a minute, I didn't really say anything that bad. There's one note that I don't like, and I admit it, and my remorse over that. But then I thank God that everything is being recorded. Aren't you?